Hello, my dear viewers, and welcome again to Traveling to Europe with Multilang. This is where we provide you with educative and informative content to guide you through the process of traveling to Europe. I'm still Ifeloa, the lead consultant at Multilang. For the past few weeks, we've been talking about scholarships and scholarships and scholarships. Guess what? We're gradually approaching the end of our scholarship series. Today, I will be wrapping up on how to write an outstanding motivation letter. And I will be talking about the conclusion. So what should be in the conclusion of your motivation letter? When I talked about the body in my last episode, I mentioned that you need to start with, mentioning how you got here. What actually inspired you to apply for the course or the scholarship you are applying for. And then you also talk about what qualifies you, meaning some of the courses you've done in your previous studies that probably are prerequisites for what you are trying to study, what you're applying for, what already you've acquired that makes you a good fit for this new course you are applying for. And also, still talking on what makes you fit, this is also where you talk about your experience. And when I mean experience, of course, I'm talking about your work experience or internship experience, volunteering experience, national service experience, or whatever type of experience you've ever had that qualifies you for the course you're applying for. This is where it comes in. And of course, the third part of the body is why I said you would talk about your skills, like extra skills like language skills, or maybe your intercultural skills, or maybe your computer skills, and every other skill you think you need to flaunt. It's part to talk about it. And now to the conclusion itself. This time around, you are just restating everything you've previously talked about, from your introduction and then the body. Now you are sort of just restating, you're recapping everything, and then telling them why they should choose you. So what do you put there? Restate how you believe you are a good fit briefly. The benefits you will likely be bringing to the program. I bring with me to this program outstanding reading skills, or outstanding, or I bring with me to this program analytical skills. I bring with me to this program emotional intelligence, diligence, hard work, and you mention, just recapping what you bring with you. You can use another word, but for me I like using the benefits I bring with me to the program. So mention it or say it briefly, and how it would directly impact on your future goals. So here again, you can then mention where specifically you intend working, maybe in the nearest future, stating it just briefly. It's a recap, it's a conclusion, not stating new things, but just saying again briefly what you have said in the past, of course, in a new way. So mention these things, and then you ask them to consider you. Ask that they go through your documents that you've enclosed, and then you'll be glad to be offered a position or a spot in this program. And then you thank the reader, of course, and you sign, your signature. Now, one thing I want to mention at this point is when you write your motivation letter, it is important that you consider the flow. It's not just enough to write, but there must be a flow all through. From your introduction to the body to the conclusion, there has to be a flow. You can't start talking about school and inside the paragraph of school you are mentioning work, and sort of mixing and blending everything together in not so cool way. You won't do that. you need to have a good flow. Let one part flow into another. For instance, when you write about your studies, maybe on one paragraph, and you go into the next one, you're focusing on your work experience, and everything flows. And there has to be coherence. When they read, they must be able to make sense of what you are saying. Everything must link together. So when you are talking about your story, probably how you developed an interest in this course, talking about I grew up in an environment where women's rights are not being respected. You then explain that situation and link it properly and end it there. There has to be coherence. So it blends well with the next sentence you want to say. And once one sentence is over, you go to the next, and then once one story or one point is over, you move to another paragraph, and everything must link. Just like you're watching the movie. One scene must link to the other scene. A scene that doesn't link with the previous scene will definitely not make any meaning to the person watching the movie. So it is the same thing with your motivation letter. Ensure that once you read through, there is a good flow. And finally, grammar. Use good grammar. If you are going to tell a school that you qualify for a scholarship, then they need smart people who can write well, people who can express. Just remember that simplicity is the key. This is where we'll end today's episode again. Please subscribe to our channel, and if you have already subscribed, remember to enable your notification button so you would get notified whenever we upload new videos. So I will be bringing, past recipients of scholarships to encourage you again. And I hope to see you soon. Thank you.